For KBRFradio.com News, I'm Sidian, and this is the weekly news recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonememorials.com, memorials that matter. A man that took a police officer's weapon during a domestic incident has been sentenced to 3 months in jail and 5 years of probation as part of a plea agreement. Otter County prosecutors say 28-year-old Cole Franzen of Pelican Rapids was arrested in December for assaulting law enforcement while he was being arrested for domestic assault. At one point, officers say Franzen was on top of an Otter County deputy and was tased by a Pelican Rapids police officer. When the taser appeared to have no effect, the officer set it down to assist the deputy, at which point Franzen grabbed the weapon and used it on the deputy. Franzen continued to struggle with the officers, but was ultimately secured and taken into custody. On Monday, Franzen received a sentence of 90 days in jail and 5 years on probation. However, if he breaks the rules of his probation, he could be facing another 3 years in the Minnesota Correctional Facility in St. Cloud. The wife of a Detroit Lakes missionary who was killed in Africa is now charged with his murder. Bo Schroyer was killed on October 25th while doing missionary work in Africa with his wife and 5 kids. His wife, Jackie, was arrested a week later. Angolan police say a bodyguard for the family stabbed Bo to death at Jackie's command. Officials suspect the two were having an affair. 2 other men were also arrested for aiding the murder. Jackie is expected to face trial in Angola in the next 6 months. Court documents show a Moorhead man charged in a fatal crash last Saturday night was drinking at Buffalo Wild Wings in Moorhead shortly before the collision on Highway 75. 28-year-old Christopher Pink is charged with vehicular homicide in the death of 43-year-old Jennifer Watson, who lived north of Moorhead. The State Patrol says Pink was in the wrong lane when the pickup he was driving collided with Watson's SUV. At the scene, the complaint says Pink denied that he'd been drinking. Watson's dog also died of injuries suffered in the crash. The Morrison County Sheriff's Office has released more details about the attempted ATM theft on Monday night in Pierce. Officials now say they believe there are 3 people involved in the attempted theft. They say that 2 suspects were involved in trying to steal the ATM, while another person was driving the getaway vehicle. Authorities also say they are investigating similar incidents that took place within the last week in Pelican Rapids and Crookston. The incident in Pierce took place on Monday night at Farmers and Merchants State Bank. The suspects reportedly hooked a chain to the machine and pulled it off its foundation with a truck that had been reported stolen from Fergus Falls. The suspects then got in a newer, light-colored SUV and fled before they could load the ATM into the truck. The case is still under investigation. Otter County's Big Build initiative saw continued housing growth in 2024. Last year, over $94.2 million in housing investment was added in the county from 443 new and rehabbed housing units. County officials say the success in 2024 is great progress for the Big Build Housing Growth and Investment Initiative launched by the Otter County CDA at the end of 2019. Since launching the initiative, nearly 3,000 homes have been built or significantly rehabbed. More homes are still needed to meet housing demands. Fish houses need to be removed from lakes in Otter County by the end of day on Monday. With warmer temperatures continuing and wind in the forecast, the DNR recommends extra caution if heading out onto the ice. The DNR says dark houses, fish houses, and portables must be removed from lakes south of U.S. Highway 10 and Highway 34 by the end of March 3rd, but county sheriffs may prohibit or restrict the use of motorized vehicles if the ice conditions are dangerous. West Central Initiative is accepting applications through March 24th for grant funding to support sustainability, equity, and civic engagement projects in the region. Rebecca Lynn Peterson, Director of Development at West Central Initiative, emphasized the importance of these grant opportunities in promoting a healthy and resilient region. Peterson says, quote, Sustainability, equity, and civic engagement are essential pillars for our communities. We created our West Central Initiative grants with those priorities in mind. End quote. West Central Initiative will award grants in three focus areas. Sustainability grants will support community led projects and nonprofits with a focus on sustainability and climate action. Equity grants will support organizations working to make the region more equitable by supporting historically marginalized populations, and civic engagement grants will support nonpartisan organizations that bring about social change, cultivate local leadership, provide community education on government and other civic systems, and encourage participation in public meetings. Fergus Falls senior Henry Bethel broke three school scoring records in the Otters' 86-51 win against St. Cloud Tech Tuesday night. Bethel set the Fergus Falls boys basketball single game scoring record at 42 points, broke the single season record at 617 points, and now has the career scoring record at 1,818 points. Otter head coach Matt Johnson told CraigOlsonSports.com, quote, "It was a memorable night for Henry. He firmly cemented himself as an all-time Otter great," end quote. Bethel will have the chance to extend his records tonight when the Otters host the Wilmer Cardinals at the Otter Fieldhouse for the final game of their regular season. The game will be broadcast on Hit Music Channel 977 and live streamed on the Fergus Now app. This has been the Weekly News Recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorials.com, memorials that matter. For KBRFradio.com News, I'm Derek Sidian. Tune in every Friday at 12:30 on KBRFradio.com or on the Fergus Now app to stay up to date with local news. Get more news at KBRFradio.com. Sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.